Here's the punchline on what's working right now in lead generation. The first is be strategic and map out what your key conversion points are. For some of our clients, they say when we do a demo, we just convert. That's typically where we see our conversion come from. And we know that's one of their conversion points. We once worked with a co-working space and they said once people do a tour, they do a 3-day trial, they typically can experience the co-working space, the culture, the vibe, meet other members, and they typically convert from there. So what is your best foot forward as a conversion point, and how can we map a lead generation campaign around that and lead to that point? On that note, one-hit wonders do not work. So lead generation that we are advising our clients to drop is one-hit wonder email, one-hit wonder webinar, one-hit wonder advertising campaign. It has to be a journey and a story and build out that sales funnel. The next factor for us that we're seeing working really well is having 2 to 3 lead generation strategies. When there's 0, and obviously we're just reactive, obviously we're putting our destiny in somebody else's hands. Other companies we see having 4, 5, 6 different lead generation strategies, and what we tend to notice is that the execution isn't strong because it's almost spread too thin, budget's spread too thin, and it doesn't tend to work. So we're seeing 2 to 3 lead generation strategies as the optimal one. So we're not just backing one horse and got all our eggs in one basket, but likewise, we're not spreading ourselves too thin. Final factor I'd say right now that is just a standout differentiator is how customer centric is your content, making sure that it is upfront, providing enormous value, education. It's all about what the customer wants to hear about. What are the key questions at the top of their mind? What do they want to achieve? What are the results that they want to get? And how do we build content completely around that as part of our lead generation process? The best campaigns we have right now hardly even mention the product or service. It's just unbelievably customer centric and really, really valuable to them. A great example of lead generation I had recently was someone did an assessment of our Sales Redefined website and sent it to me on a private LinkedIn message with a really nice note. And so upfront, they were providing enormous value. They weren't going in for the kill for the sale, and they just completely separated themselves to anyone else who sends me messages. So that's a really good example of lead generation right now that we're seeing. Across the board, other things that we're reviewing in our campaigns right now are the right channels. So where do our target market hang out? So for a lot of our clients, that tends to be LinkedIn. It can often be various associations and groups as well. So that can be quite a powerful one. And then we also look at other strategic partners that they might be working with too. So mapping where they hang out is also being really powerful right now. And of course, not forgetting bringing together your sales and marketing teams. That one, without shadow of a doubt, is one of the most powerful things that we're seeing right now. So that's the punchline on your lead generation. Your starting point really for me is to review what is working right now and what is not, what is just not producing an ROI and needs to be reviewed, and then map through these few points that I've talked to and tick them off and see if you have started executing against those.